Class 11 Bio. So the next topic is primary and secondary metabolites. Open page number 146. Okay, so let's start with this topic, primary metabolites. First of all, you should know what are metabolites. Metabolites are those biomolecules which are either utilized in metabolic functions or are synthesized by cellular machinery. So, metabolites are either utilized in metabolic functions or synthesized in cell. Okay. So, they are categorized into, that is primary and secondary. You all can see these headings. This is secondary and so basically primary metabolites, they are found in all cells. Example, amino acids, carbohydrates, nucleotides and fats. So, they are usually common, found in all the cell types: amino acid, carbohydrates, nucleotides and fats. Okay. Whereas secondary metabolites, they are found usually in plant, fungal and microbial cells. Okay. No identifiable functions performed, though some are useful to human welfare. Example, alkaloids, rubber, they derived from plants and other microbial cells only, pigments, etc. You can mention antibiotics also under secondary metabolites. So, I hope you have understood what secondary metabolites are. So, they are usually pigments, alkaloids, terpenoids, essential oil, toxin, lectins, drugs, polymeric substances. So, let us start with the new topic, that is biomacromolecules. So far we have done about biomicromolecules. Now the next topic is biomacromolecules. So macro means the substances or biomolecules of high molecular weight. Okay. Usually from 10,000 Dalton and above. So all those substances which are having high molecular weight above than 10,000 Dalton or above, they are called biomacromolecule. Do remember, we don't keep lipids because lipids have 800 Dalton molecular weight. So lipids, they are not included in biomacromolecules. So the substances which are included in biomacromolecules are protein. You have to study about structure of proteins, polysaccharides, nucleic acid, okay. You all can see proteins are polypeptides and proteins are polymers of amino acid which are linked with peptide bonds. Okay. You all can see peptide bond now. We are breaking this carboxylic group like this. If you remember, I just wrote COOH like this. Now this side you can break amino group like this. Here you can show hydrogen. NH2 I have broken like this. Now this is carbon, this is methyl group attached on carbon, this is hydrogen, and this side you can show carboxylic group. Okay, this side I have broken carboxylic group, this side I have broken amino group. Now purpose of breaking this is to show you the removal of water molecule from it. When two amino acids join together, a water molecule is removed. So if I remove water molecule from here, you can show with minus also. Now we are left with this NH and this CO. So what is this? This is peptide bond. So the combination of CO NH is called peptide bond. Have you understood? So two amino acids first you draw and then show removal of water molecule and show the combination of CO and NH to show peptide bond. So amino acids, they join together with the help of peptide bond, thus they make protein. Okay. Now let us see classification of protein. Basically protein has primary structure, which is a straight fiber like structure, secondary structure which can be two dimensional, then protein can be tertiary, which is a globe like structure, 3D structure, and the quaternary, which are having many folds. So these are four basic structure of protein. Okay. Now in primary structure we can take the example of insulin, which was determined by Sanger. It was formed of two polypeptide chain, that is A and B, which are interlinked with the two disulfide bonds, A chain and B chain. You can show protein like this. They were joined by two sulfide, that is disulfide bond. Okay. Primary structure of ribonuclease was also discovered by Murray, Steen, and it consists of single polypeptide chain of 124 amino acid residues, and they show the presence of 4 disulfide bonds. Hemoglobin is the example of the quaternary structure of protein, and in hemoglobin there are 4 polypeptide chain with 4 hem, that is prosthetic group, each having iron in ferrous state. So these are some example of the protein. Now see some examples of protein which are given in the list. Collagen, it is intercellular ground substance, that means in various tissue it is present just to give flexibility. Trypsin, which is an enzyme, also a protein. Insulin, a hormone, also a protein. Antibodies, which fights with infectious agents, they are also protein. Receptors of smell, taste, hormone, they are also proteinaceous. GLUT4 enables glucose transport into cell, they are also protein. So protein plays very important role in our body. So we have two types of amino acids, essential and non-essential, and the later one, that means non-essential, which our body can make, while we get essential amino acid through our diet. So it is very important to note. Now let's move on to next topic, that is polysaccharide. Polysaccharide is also biomacromolecules. It is also a biomacromolecule, and the monosaccharides, more than 10 monosaccharides when interlinked with glycosidic bond, because we know that poly means many, saccharide means sugar unit. So monosaccharides, okay, when they are linked with glycosidic bond, they are said to be polysaccharide. Their general formula is C6H10O5 whole N. It can be n number of C6H10O5 units. So this is a polysaccharide. Okay. Now some examples of polysaccharides are cellulose, starch. Okay. Cellulose is a homopolymer. Homopolymer refers to in which the same unit is present. Okay. It is insoluble and rigid structural polysaccharide which is found in the cell wall of algae and higher plants, and it is a homopolymer because the same units are present. Okay, that is same unit of glucose are present, and round about 6,000 to 10,000 beta D glucose molecules are interlinked by glycosidic bond to make cellulose. So in cellulose there are many units of glucose are present. Okay. Next example of polysaccharide is starch. It is also homopolysaccharide of plants which is found as specific shaped and sized grain in the potato tubers, corn seeds, cereals, and in starch we see that there are two glucose polymer, that is alpha amylose and amylopectin. So two units of this substance, that is alpha amylose, which is linked with amylopectin through glycosidic bond, is present. Now next one is glycogen. Next polysaccharide is glycogen, and it is the storage homopolysaccharide like the starch, but it is found in muscles and liver cells of animal and is also called animal starch. This is also called as animal starch. Okay. So other homopolysaccharides are in inulin. This it is not insulin, it is inulin, which is a polymer of fructose. Polymer of fructose. Okay. It is found in the roots and tubers of dahlia. Next one is agar. Agar is also a polysaccharide, and it is a polymer of galactose sugar molecule which is found in sea algae like Gracilaria and Gelidium. Okay. Now it is also homopolysaccharide. Now let us start with heteropolysaccharides. Heteropolysaccharides, hetero means where different groups are present, different monomer are present. Okay. So let us see some example of heteropolysaccharide. Example is chitin. Chitin, you know, is the main component of cell wall of fungal elements. Okay. So here you will find that in the chitin there are different groups are present. Okay, different groups refers to, like if we see the structure of chitin, you will find so this is N-acetyl glucosamine. Other than the glucose molecule, other group is present, so it is a heteropolymer. So here you can see this is N-acetyl, this is N-acetyl glucosamine is present. Okay, so this is again interlinked by glycosidic bond. So this is an example of heteropolysaccharide. So we will not just elaborate this heteropolysaccharide. If you remember one example, then it will be enough for you. You can see this is glycogen, which is an example of homopolymer of polysaccharide. Okay, this is representing glycosidic bond. Now let us move on to nucleic acid. In nucleic acid there are 4 types of bases, nitrogenous bases, that is adenine, guanine, uracil, cytosine and thiamine. Out of this adenine, guanine are purines, whereas the cytosine, let me categorize like this, you all can see here, purine, pyrimidine, purine, adenine, guanine, pyrimidine, uracil, cytosine and thiamine. They are 3 in number. Uracil is present in RNA and thiamine is present in DNA. Okay. So this much for today.